Hello guys, welcome to Plug and Play. So today we are gonna reviewing Tanchjim Space Pro. Is this the most complete dongle deck under $120? So today we are gonna taking a look at the brand new Tanchjim Space Pro, a portable USB deck and headphone amplifier that packed with features. It comes with a dual Cirrus Logic CS43198 DAC chip, balanced 4.4mm output, a surprisingly powerful amplifier section, and one of the most feature-rich companion apps I have ever seen on a dongle deck. On paper, it looks like an easy recommendation, but as always, specifications don't tell the whole story. So after spending quite a bit of time with the Space Pro, here is what I think. So let's start with design and build. The first thing you will notice how premium this little device feels. The entire body is CNC machined aluminum and it feels incredibly solid in the hand. There is a transparent front window that lets you see part of the internal circuit, giving it a unique look without going overboard. The buttons have a nice tactile feel and also clicks very snappy, and overall the build quality is excellent. It definitely feels more expensive than its price tag suggests. The only thing I'm not particularly impressed by its included USB Type-C cable. It gets the job done somehow, but compared to the quality of the dongle itself, it feels fairly average. So let's talk about the features here. Feature-wise, Tanchjim Space Pro didn't hold back. You get both 3.5mm single-ended and 4.4mm balanced outputs here, dual gain settings, multiple deck filters, firmware updates through the app, gaming mode, and probably the biggest highlight, the built-in 10-band parametric EQ. Even if you are not someone who normally uses equalizer, it is nice knowing it is there. The app also lets you import and share equalizer presets with other users, which is something you don't usually find in this price range. The companion app is very clean, responsive, and very easy to navigate. Now, there are a couple of things I wish were better. The preamp only adjusts in whole number steps, which limits fine tuning a bit. Also, switching between class AB and class H honestly didn't make any audible difference during my listening session, so that features feels more like marketing than something you will actually use. And finally, gain adjustment is only available through the app. I would have preferred having a physical gain switch on the device. So let's download the companion app and uh, have a look how does it operate. So open any browser and search for Tanchjim Space Pro app for Windows. Here you will see the Tanchjim official site. Then go to and PC download, or if you have Android, download the Android one. So it's been downloaded. So I'm installing it right now. Run anyway. So after installation, launch the software itself, and you will see this type of interface. So on device, there is no device connected. So plug your USB Type-C cable with Tanchjim Space Pro DAC dongle, and you will see Space Pro. So here's the sound setting: gain, low gain, high gain, filter, There's multiple filters here. Jack output mode, class H, AB, microphone volume gain. It supports microphone volume gain. So official preset, you can select some presets here. DAC area optimization. So I don't know what it does. There's a plenty of EQ option, default sound, natural mode, theater option, ambient mode, pop mode, classical mode, OST mode, instrumental mode. And there is the parametric EQ. And there is also a game EQ, no content. Also, you can use it on your phone, PC, on Nintendo Switch. The game EQ supports variety of these games. On phone, you will get this game EQ. On PC, you will get this games EQ, and on Nintendo Switch, you will got this game EQ. So tactical composition, it can have some enhancement. Virtual sound system settings here. So if you want to upgrade your firmware, you can update it from here. Also, you have feedback and suggestion option. Also, you can log in with your Tanchjim center, creating a ID, password. So that's it. Is very simple to use. So let's talk about sound. The easiest way to describe the Space Pro is neutral, transparent, and very slightly on the cooler side, very slightly. This isn't a dongle that tries to sweeten up your music or add warmth. Instead, it focuses on accuracy and resolution, but not going too overboard into analytical side. It presents you earphones exactly as they are, without adding much of its own character. Personally, I think that's both its biggest strength and one of its biggest compromises. If you enjoy clean reference style sound, you will probably love it. But if you are looking for something warmer, thicker, or more musical, this may not be your first choice. So let's talk about sound tonality. The overall tonality leans slightly analytical rather than musical. But remember, it is very slightly analytical, not too analytical or medium analytical. It is very slightly analytical, very. Notes are clean and well defined with very little added coloration. The presentation feels open and airy, but it doesn't have the rich, lush characteristic that some AKM-based dongle or warmer amplifiers tend to deliver. It is definitely a source that prioritizes transparency over euphony. So what about the bass? The bass is tight, fast, and well controlled. There is good extension into the sub bass, but don't expect extra slam or warmth. Instead, the focus is on accuracy and texture. Bass notes start and stop quickly, keeping everything clean, even during busy tracks. Personally, I would have liked just a little more physical punch, but I can definitely appreciate how disciplined the lower end is. What about mid-ranger vocal? The mid-range is one of the strongest aspects of the Space Pro. Vocals sound clear, natural, and highly detailed. Male and female vocals both come across with excellent clarity, and instruments are separated really well. The presentation never feels congested, even in complex recordings. However, because of the overall cooler tuning, vocals don't sound spatially lush or intimate. They are accurate rather than romantic. What about the treble? The treble has plenty of extension and excellent detail retrieval. There's a nice sense of air and openness, making it easy to hear, subtle background details, and room ambience. Thankfully, it doesn't become harsh or piercing with well-recorded music, although brighter earphones may sound a little more energetic because the Space Pro isn't trying to soften anything. So what about the technical performance? The technical performance is very good. Resolution is impressive, imaging is accurate, and instrument separation is easily above average for the price. Remember, I play a lot of FPS game, mainly Counter-Strike, and during in a competitive match, uh, the positional queuing of the enemy and the sound grenade, flashbang, all the sound separation was pretty good. I was in the ambience and I can accurately pinpoint the enemy's footstep or their location. So imaging and separation wise, it is very good. The background is incredibly quiet, so small details come through effortlessly. The only area where I think there is a still room for improvement is dynamics. Everything sounds controlled and refined, but sometimes I wanted a little bit more impact and excitement. The presentation can feel slightly lean compared to some competitors. So, what about the power? As for power, the Space Pro has absolutely no problem driving IMs. In fact, it is probably more powerful than most people actually need. It also handles many portable headphones surprisingly well. That said, I don't think it feels quite as powerful with demanding headphones as published specifications might suggest. Also, with very sensitive IMs, the available volume range becomes very small. So volume matching requires a little more care. So in short, what are the pros? Excellent build quality, powerful output, very clean and transparent sound, a fantastic companion app, one of the better parametric EQ implementations available on a dongle deck, straightforward firmware updates, and overall a very polished user experience. So what are the cons or downside? The stock tuning leans toward the cooler side and won't suit everyone. Dynamics could be more engaging. Class AB and Class H mode doesn't seem to offer any meaningful difference. Preamp adjustment is limited to whole number values. Gain adjustment requires the app instead of a physical switch button, which it lacks. The included USB-C cable feels a bit cheap. Battery consumption is slightly higher than average. And why? It's powerful. I don't think it fully lives up to the output claims when driving demanding headphones. So final verdict. Would I recommend it? Yes, I think Tanchjim Space Pro is one of the most complete tech dongle in its price range. Its biggest strength aren't just the measurement or the power output. It is the combination of a premium build quality and polished software and useful EQ implementation and clean transparent sound that makes it stand out from other DAC dongle. If you enjoy a neutral resolving presentation and appreciate having plenty of customization options, the Space Pro is an excellent choice. However, if your preference leans toward a warmer, more dynamics, more forgiving sound, there are other dongles that may suit your taste better. Overall, I would say the Space Pro is an impressive all-rounder that gets far more right than wrong. Thanks for watching, and if you found this review helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see reviewed next. See you in the next one.